Good to see you. Look at this bullpen. I'm back there. That's a pretty good practice. Great, let's get started. Again, if you guys want to see back, get a little bit of the Taco Bell, got some tacos back there, that's a thing. Please feel free to do that, okay? Let's get started. So some bucket fills. Who has a bucket that they'd like to fill? For some people in the market center, good guys.
I have a bucket fill.
Yes.
I have a win.
Good. Sure.
I referred my niece in Florida to an agent about 3 weeks ago. And Sunday, I found out they're under contract.
Oh, great. Okay.
First time buyer. He is so excited. He sent me a message. I can't thank you enough. I am so tired of renting. And this agent made it as easy as it could possibly be.
Good. Even more of a shout out, since being from this company, you sent a referral through the actual Keller Williams Command referral
Yes,
process.
I did.
And his agent was giving him weekly updates.
Oh,
And he
that's nice.
reached out to his agent and it's like, hey, I haven't heard from you. What's going on? The agent says, I've been updating you weekly in the Keller Williams referral network. So Gary logs in and he comes in with curiosity and says, I want to learn, I know how to do this. We figured it out. And here we get all these awesome messages. And it's just a really good win, I think, for technology that you found someone that was qualified and referred them. And then again, we're literally being updated along the way of referral. Because how many of you guys sent a referral? You have no idea where they are in the process, right? Oh, hey, I'm just following up. Sometimes takes a while, but great, congrats to you. I love it. Yay. Anyone else have a bucket to fill? Many of you guys have buckets to fill.
Buckets. Shout out to where's that? Yeah.
She's right in front. Yeah.
Front for running and helping out with the team meetings and getting us food. Penny, enjoy lunch. But also for all of you for your patience, we did some cosmetics in the office. We can open this whole space. They're going to finish in the next couple of days. Very glad you can see it's going to be the prospect team calling room. Touch and go, just can park for a second, make your phone calls, and the big glass, because we can look at you, we can see that you're actually doing it. Living room stand at the very back with football and just make the space kind of more accommodating, such of fun to be here on a daily basis. Thank you for your patience with the dust and the.
I love that. Thank you. Anyone else? We'll move on. Brady.
I wanted to shout out the mentees that are working on file with Leslie and I, and also Leslie. So Jordan and Reese, they have their paint brushes and their paint clothes on yesterday and helped me paint a fence so we can get an FHA appraisal and taking care of them.
Awesome. Good job.
Also to Leslie, Bronson, is first listening? Yeah, congrats, Bronson.
Yeah. Good. Those are good shout outs. Okay, moving on. I know we kind of welcomed Steve last week. If you guys see it, Steve, who announced himself at a team meeting, has officially joined us. So, and if you guys see him walking by, he works on the Tiki team with Boyd. So he's great. He actually got his license and started here, and so it's good to have him come full circle. So make sure you guys welcome him back. Steve, if you're on Zoom, welcome back. Right? Closings. Let me move this here because it's covering everything up. Great. So congrats to Chanel, Charles, Cindy, twice, Penny. Congrats, Penny. Did you say yes? Yay, Penny. Lindsay. I know Lindsay's actually floating around here. And of course, her team, Stacy, Deb and Rob Feldman, the green team, Pat Casera, Bronson, and Leslie on there. Congrats. And then Manny Uday as well. So, drum roll, please. What does that equal? In volume, 7,914,000. Now we're cooking. That 1 week was kind of like the speed bump. Little wheel that fell off the wagon hitch, but we're slowly picking up. You guys have done a great job keeping that momentum going. We're seeing more and more new names pop up on this list, so even more of an awesome shout out. So good. Jeffrey, comment?
Danielle Delgado, my mentee, she closed her first transaction 2 weeks ago. I didn't see her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was on last week, but yeah, well, yeah, perfect. New listings. So let's take a look at what our volume looks like right now, what we have coming on the market. So Bill joins the brokerage and lists a couple things, which is great. So Bill has it's like a mom in Brea that's 220,000 new on the market. Jeff Tolbert. Jeff, you want to picture a listing?
Yeah, it's the duplex, 2 and 2. In the main house, 1,350 square feet, 300 square feet in the studio casita. We had tons of offers, a lot of traffic this weekend. 6 offers so far and still haven't shown. So yeah,
Awesome.
we'll go.
So is it too late for someone in here in the audience that's got a buyer for it to get in on it?
5 o'clock.
Okay.
Quick.
We've all done those before.
I might give an extension.
So just to pitch Joe and Linda Sopo, congrats. McNabb, I think that's in part of their farm too. So anyways, 915,000, 3-bed, 2-bath in Long Beach on McNabb. Los Altos. Wood, Allison is listing 815, 3-bed, 2-bath. Another one with Allison in Lakewood, 715,000, a 2-1. We have the Shannon Jones team. I don't think Brad or anyone's here from them. So anyways, they have a new listing in Hawthorne for 650. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath. It looks like or 2.5. Shannon Jones has another listing on McNabb. Interesting. It's like both on the same street. So that one's at 1.1. Tim, he was here earlier. Tim Matchka. Okay, you walked out the door. Great. So Tim has a condo coming up on Idaho Street. 489,000, 2-bed, 2-bath. Great listing pitches, buyer needs. Who got them? I've got a couple. Someone who couldn't be here. Who's got him? Scott.
We have a coming up. Pretty constant warehouse, desperate warehouse, that big thing, that 100,000. Listen, 15 million.
Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Will they go? I don't know.
You always have to ask that.
Warehouses.
You should ask that within your residential property. Listing they'd like to pitch.
Read the deed.
My favorite though, Jason, was this private client that you had when you said some client was a mushroom thing and he had showed up and this guy was in an all orange jumpsuit and he looked like Willy Wonka and just popped out of the. Great. Hey, money is money. That's the way I think. Chris.
I have a new listing this weekend, house 73, it's Hawthorne. 6, Oxford Avenue, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You guys are available, I'll be doing everything well.
That's nice.
Listen price, sorry, 835.
Great. I saw the pictures. Real pretty. Real cool. Lots of travertine. Lots of top. Love it. Who else? I've got a couple. So Janet Darrow couldn't be here today, but she's got some stuff coming up. She went to pitch, so she sent me this little description. So remember, this is Janet, not me. So 10, I'm like 5 foot tall. I travel around the world a lot more than I really do. But anyways, so the first one is 5521. Halley Hardy is still active on the market in Westminster. It's very spacious, must be seen to appreciate, but it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. 2,000, a little over 2,000 square foot. It has a pool and a spa, and then they just had a really good price improvement. I know she was working hard on the seller, so it's only $975. So again, in Westminster, for a 5-bedroom, that's pretty competitive. So then the second property she has that she's going to put on the market this week. So even though it's like coming soon-ish, It's not officially coming soon, but she wanted us to pitch it to the office, 433 Pine Avenue, 404, so downtown in Long Beach on Pine. It's a super penthouse, I love it. 1 bedroom condo, it's in the Newberry Lofts, if you guys are familiar with that area, it's very prestigious, it's got, it's very sought after. It's a high sleek end built in 2017 with a gorgeous kitchen and a 200 square foot west facing terrace and 2 parking spots. That's great with storage space. Parking spots.
Janet, come on, Janet.
And storage space in the secure underground garage. So that's pretty good, especially for downtown. It's gonna be listed this week at 649. So yeah, anyone looking to get into Newberry's, getting into a nice condo with parking downtown, great price. Member contact Janet. Anyone else? Pitches? Penny?
I have a personal need. My middle son has decided he would like to fly the nest. So I'm looking for a lease for him. So it's gonna be a condo, I know it is. He is a former military, so he will get some help for rent. So anybody's got, I'd like to try and keep him in a reasonably safe area. After all, he is my baby. So if anyone has anything coming up, he does work in San Bernardino at the moment, so we're kind of going to look everything from Long Beach out towards that way. So if anyone's got anything or know of anyone, please give me a call, 562-370-5574. He'll be fine with a 1 bedroom, but I would like to have parking as well as possible.
Price?
You know, as low as possible.
Give us a ballpark.
3,000 if it's all possible. We are not in any kind of because mommy would like to keep him at home, but yeah.
Great.
Marine, I know people get some assistance because his payroll doesn't show huge amounts, just with San Bernardino fire at the moment. So give me a call. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else? Moving on. Good to hear all this stuff. Right. Okay, anyone on Zoom? Last call. Okay, great. New listing. Want to share it? E-blast your pack. So if you guys have a new listing and you'd like it to get e-blast out to literally thousands of agents across Southern California, LA, to Torrance, South Bay area, scan this QR code, talk to Sophia. It's really simple. We have a form that you fill out and it's going to be pre-blasted. We now upgraded and updated our e-blast system to be able to handle that capacity. It gets shared with over 19,000 contacts in the SoCal area. 19,000. Talk about exposure that you could put in your listing presentations. Hey, when I take your listing, this is going to get blasted out to 19,000 agents across Southern California. So that's something that's available to you. Hey, Sophia, how much does this cost? Free. Guess what? It's at no cost to you. We are literally supplying this for you, our agents, to help our business get your listing sold right now. So if you have a listing, new to the market, you know, price improvement, price adjustment, all of those things can be blasted out to be able to be shown to the marketplace. Questions?
These are all PW.
No, it's every agent we could handle. And that 19,000 and growing. You know how I like to get a hold of people's contact info and use it. Anyone else? Questions? Comment? That's a good one. You're not getting my yes, so anyways, Kim, we've got something special. Kim, take it away, my dear.
Good morning, everyone. So today I thought I'd give you a glimpse at a recent update that KW has announced regarding notifications and how you're notified of activity on your command. So before I share my screen, because I know it's super small, just want to tell you your notifications appear at the top right of your screen. Now, there always was a little bell there, and it would have a red circle indicating that you had a new notification. What is new about this is that right next to that bell, now there is a number that indicates how many notifications have come in since the last time that you checked. So let me share my screen really fast.
Do you need me to stop sharing or can you
Yes,
share
please.
on top of it?
Can you do it?
There we go.
Perfect.
Stop.
Okay. Can you see my dashboard?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so looking at this, and I know it's pretty small, but it's there, trust me. Next to the little bell, it's telling me that I have 12 notifications. So if I were to click on that number 12, all my notifications.
No,
Yeah.
Kim, sorry, we're just seeing your desktop.
Oh,
We're just
let me start again. Hold on.
staying a really cute picture of Rob and Deb on your desktop still. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's where I keep them. Okay, now can you see my my screen?
yes.
Okay, so let me go back a step. Up at the top, I have my bell, and next to that, it's showing me I have 12 new notifications. When I click on that number 12, all of my notifications will appear now in this dropdown. I can sort the notifications by clicking on all notifications, and then there's different categories that appear. So campaigns, for example, maybe I ran a Facebook ad and someone clicked on that ad and I have a new lead. Well, command is going to tell me that, and I'll have a notification there. Command email. Maybe I sent out an email blast and someone has replied to my email blast. Well, command would let me know here as a command email notification. A referral, maybe a referral came in, or any kind of task, an opportunities task, or just a task that command has given me, maybe regarding a smart plan. So I can sort on any of these so that I can see exactly which tasks or which notifications appear in that category. And what's also new is at the top here, I know it's pretty small, you can't see, but there is a little settings cog. When I click on that, wait for it. Here are all those categories, and this is where I can manage where I'm seeing the notifications. So let's click on command email. And this is telling me anytime that I receive a reply to an email, do I want to see that on my desktop as we're looking at now? Do I want to see that on my mobile app? Or do I want to see that as a mobile push? And remember, that's the little message, little pop-up message that appears on your phone. So I can toggle these on and off and save them. And now I am managing how I see my notifications. And that is it.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you. I think we need to, does anyone have any questions for Kim? Comments? Great. Thanks, Kim.
Mhm.
Let me go back to sharing my screen. Great. You can see my screen, right, Kim?
Yep.
Perfect. Moving on from technology, let's bring up our affiliate partners here. Sarah, Kevin, Grant. The team, Sarah, go first.
Thank you to the that came to my class today. I will say there's a handful of mentees I think should have been in my class and weren't. So if you have mentees, have them watch my class, recorded. I mean, every time I do my escrow classes, I try to bring up real situations in escrow, things that come up all the time. I'll give you one example. It came up on a purchase agreement I got that the agent's like refusing to do an addendum for. In the personal property purchase agreement, right? Like it really has nothing to do with escrow. I'm just trying to help. But in the purchase agreement, the buyer's agent marked an extra box and they want all items listed in the MLS included in the sale. They put that in the purchase agreement. I was like, what are these items? Do I need to put them in like a memorandum that it's not part of escrow, but like, what's the list? Turns out the agent was like, oh, that was a mistake. It's just disregard it, doesn't count. I was like, it's in the contract. You had everybody sign it and nobody knows what these items are and everybody signed it. I was like, you should do an addendum to delete it. She's like, well, no, I'm just letting you know it's not part of the agreement. I was like, well, what happens if the buyer came back 6 months later and said, oh, I never got those items that are listed in the MLS? What would you do then? Like, it's so important to do these addendums. I told the agents, like, I mean, to protect your seller, your buyer, like, do an addendum and delete it from your contract. So just keep in mind, things happen that you might not see, have heard. I mean, have them watch my classes. I bring up a lot of stuff.
It was an excellent class.
Oh, thank you.
They're always
Yeah,
good.
and I mean, questions on, I mean, another thing I brought up, your own broker's license. I have a realtor open escrow. I won't say names, but she's from here, been in escrow like 10, 20 years probably, and didn't even put her own broker's license number correctly on the purchase agreement. So double check your numbers, you know? I was telling people, you know, something that we need when we open escrow is all the agent's information. You know how many realtors don't put a phone number, an email address, the address to their company on the page 16 of the contract? It happens so much. How am I supposed to contact you? How do I know who you are, where you're coming from? You know how many Keller Williams offices there are? Which one is it? You know, like especially if your broker's number's wrong on the purchase agreement. So things happen all the time. I don't think agents realize, or they're just working quickly. Attention to detail is so important in our transactions. So just want to bring that up and keep that in mind. If you have mentees that didn't take my class, haven't taken my class, please wait and watch the video. It's important. But if you guys need help or want guidance in anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.
I love that. Thank you, Sarah. Side note, practice your RPA. I feel like a lot of mistakes happen from whoops, I forgot to check a box.
Be like, what are the items?
Yeah.
No, nobody escrow question.
It's not volleyball. You can't just be like, redo. Great. We've got Brittany next.
But it was in the road, the line.
Hi, everyone. Fidelity National Home Warranty. So I just want to remind you that this week is the last week of April, and what that means is it's the last week to take advantage of the pre-season HVAC tune-up. That's where we go out, check the filters, check the coils, all that thing, make sure everything's in working order. And if it's not, we set up a claim for you to add Freon, things like that. It's imperative that you guys do that. That's what traditionally claims used to get denied for, is lack of maintenance. So now we do that. So make sure, one, you have that feature. When you are getting the home warranty, make sure some plans included the enhanced plan and the enhanced plus, but it's only $25 to add on. So make sure, and it's a great phone call, guys, to make right now, to touch and just say, hey, I want to let you guys know that you're the last week for HVAC tune-up. Make sure you have it. Give them a service call fee gift certificate. I'm happy to provide that for you, but it's a great point of contact and touch. And then just one housekeeping item. In 2 days and Thursday at PWR, I will be participating in a home warranty panel. You guys are all invited to attend and learn all things home warranty. I know that sounds boring, but I promise to make it exciting. And I'm even throwing in free lunch, a door prize, free dessert, and then I got the hookup. Don't worry. That's because I have 2 people left. So call me, I'll get you in. But yeah, so that Michelle, thanks for that notification. I had no idea. But yes. Please come, guys. There's a lot of good information to learn. You know, that class is really good for seasoned agents, even more than, brand new agents, because seasoned agents sometimes have interesting habits that they've developed over the years. So sorry. Eye contact with Drake. But that's it. If there's anything, let me know.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandy. Oh, I think it's 7 minutes, maybe. Oh, let's take a look. Let's see what Sophia did.
That's a happy guy up there. Couple things. First of all, I'm gonna feel stuck in. Don't leave Sarah this frustrated, guys. Just do your part, okay? She's really good at what she does.
And she's unbelievably proactive, much more so than most of the other escrow companies that I deal with. So there's a little, she shouldn't be that frustrated. You guys should be able to hear it all. So, couple things. I'm sorry, but it's true. Poor things, up here all stressed. Couple things. What we seem to be seeing across the board, there are two types of deals going on right now: investor deals and trust. Pretty much what every title company in escrow is dealing with. So on that topic, those are the people that we should be reaching out to. Even though tax season got pushed to October, it is a good time to put out things on tax. So drop these items again. Everything I talk about can be branded to you. It's all ready to go. First one, California top 10 rental property tax deductions. If you are not knocking on doors of everybody who owns a rental that's been there more than 15 years, this is a great piece. You knock on the door, you hand it to them, and you're good to go. All your information's on the back. Top 10 tax breaks, or pardon me, not them 110. Top tax breaks for seniors. This all applies, guys, for all those people that are in trusts or not. So we're just trying to keep information timely. If you need them, reach out. Darian just drops. We have your logo, obviously. So we just put your picture, your contact info. We send it to you the PDF. You print out as many as you like. And just remember, the data mining thing is really easy now. Like, we can get everybody who is been in their house 20 years or more, that's an owner occupied that doesn't have a trust. And then we have an advantage of a trust flyer that you knock on their door with them. So just remember, Amazon's done it well. We have the same capabilities as they do. Just when that person opens the door, know that our message is going to apply to them. And then it just works a little easier and they're a little more receptive. We're here to help. There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Hey, Mike, what do we have?
That's me. Well, I have a special slide
I saw that.
today.
Okay.
So these are the rates that we're dealing with at the moment, where they are improving a little bit as of today. But I specifically want to address a little bit of media misinformation that came out last week.
Media misinformation?
I know,
No
it's so
way.
right?
Social media is true.
So over the past week, I've had several agents and actually a lot of past clients reach out to me with a concern about media news stories that are coming out saying that if you have a lower credit score, you can get a better interest rate than if you have a higher credit score because of a new chain that was just signed into reality. Well, here's the thing. That's the same thing that Alex and I have been talking to you guys since late January. The only reason it's hitting the news cycles again right now is because it's on loans that are being sent to Fannie and Freddie as of May 1st. But these changes have been live since just about halfway through February. So they've already been around. I know this looks like a lot of numbers and can be really confusing at first, but understand these are just the changes in the fee structure. At the end of the day, if you have a better credit score, your interest rate will still be lower than if you had a lower credit score. But what this little heat map shows you is if your FICO your loan to value up here, so like 5% down, 10 to 5% down, 10 to 15% down, and then over here you have your different FICOs. So this is just the change in the fees. So right here, which is right about your 15 to 20% down in the 720 to 760 range, has gotten 0.75. Oh. So right here has gotten 0.75 more expensive. What that means in real understandable terms is that on a $4,000 or $400,000 loan, that rate will now cost an additional $3,000. And again, these changes have already been live for a few months, so this is already in effect. It is weird, yeah. But so it's gotten worse here to be able to subsidize the lower down payment options and the lower FICO options. So what the media is taking and running with is saying that
Now, if you have a higher or a higher credit score, sorry, I'll get out of the way of that. So for your picture, the media is saying that if you have a higher credit score, you're now going to pay a higher rate. That is kind of true, but it's misleading. You're having a higher interest rate than you would have back in January. And that means all of our lower FICO borrowers or people who are putting 5% down are going to improve a little bit. So hopefully that clears up a little bit of the misinformation with all those social media posts. One last thing that's been a little bit of a misinformation is who's heard of the 40-year FHA mortgage? Okay, that is not a purchase loan. So you can't just apply for it to buy a house. It's actually a new loan modification. So if a client is in an FHA loan and they're struggling to make their payments and they're behind and they have a notice of default, they can apply for a loan modification and FHA will now allow them to restructure the loan over 40 years, but it's not for purchases. So that's about it.
Really quick, so give me a sound bite. I'm an agent and a client says, you know, hey, Halley, I've heard that because I have a good credit score, I'm gonna have to pay more, you know, with this market or with these changes. What's a good sound bite that someone could tell their client? Basically, like give me 2-3 sentences.
If you have a higher credit score, you're still going to get a better interest rate than a lower credit score. That is like the most important thing because that's what is really misleading. And that's the question that's coming across to me is they think that if they just tank their score, they can get a better interest rate. So just I swear that's what people think. Yes,
Yeah,
Rick.
I bet.
Did ask. The point is, so if I have an 800 credit score, then I should only put 5% down because if I put more down, that means I'm gonna fall into a higher cost of that month.
No, not necessarily. So what what this heat map and all of these little boxes are representing and reflecting are the actual changes. So this is a change in the fee structure, but just like before, anytime you have a higher credit score, you get a better interest rate than if you have a lower
I
credit
did
score.
that.
Same
But
thing with
a
debt.
higher credit score now today from 6 months ago, even if I have a higher credit score, I'm paying more in fees. So I can subsidize somebody with a bad credit score and they'll pay less.
That is correct. But if you put more down, you will still typically get a better interest rate. Or if you have a higher credit score, you will still get a better interest rate. But yes, it sucks. And
But on the chart, I mean, it does show that the higher down payment or the mid-range, you're gonna get hit with fees higher if you didn't put it at scale.
Okay,
And
so
remember,
this is just the changes. This is not total fees. I promise you, there are plenty more fees that go into this.
Yeah.
Like property tax is a really good example, because remember, condos are a higher risk for lenders. So there's also a condo hit in there. But that's not really reflected in here because all this map shows is the changes from before the rule change to after the rule change. Yes, guys.
So loan itself is what it's gonna be in the 30 years, but the upfront fees are greater based on this. Is that the summation? of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
loan
they are
itself is still gonna be the loan for the 30 years. But you're
exactly.
gonna get nailed really hot on
Yeah.
the costs up front.
Yeah, and the fees, when you think about fees, just the best way to understand it is those fees are, they enter into the loan via the interest rate. So when someone, yeah,
So you do pay.
yeah, you do, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So I think a really good way to say this is to say, you know what, it's a little bit more complicated than what the media is portraying it to be. Let me connect you with a business professional that
Yeah.
specializes in mortgage that can describe your specific situation and how this would affect you or your purchasing process.
So
Yeah.
Yes,
has it always been this? It's just now it's a little worse. Has that,
That's a good way of
that
saying, it. Yeah.
graphic always been, the middle is subsidizing the lower, but now it's just at a greater cost?
Kind of. That's a difficult question to really answer straightforward on it. But understand that as a general rule, a lower FICO will always have a worse interest rate.
Yeah.
And a lower down payment will always have a worse interest rate. Okay, it may not be like,
Sounds like it evens
5%.
out.
It does, yeah. But the thing is this looks good enough to grab people's eyes and grab their attention and create social media attention and things like that. So that's why the media is doing it. But remember, we're the local area professionals because real estate is local. So let's cut through all the noise. Remember, we all in this room had this information months ago to be able to. explain.
Sorry.
And we.
Yeah,
we It's like, but the sky is not falling. Real estate is not, it's not dead. We're not gonna have a big dot bust and everything's flying, downwards. The media is just hyping this up. So I like how I would have referred two people and said, I understand it, but I think you really need to talk to your loan officer. Go back and they will explain it in plain English. It's making sure we can relay that message to our clients. Calm down, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, well said, Penny.
And
Sorry, go ahead,
remember,
finish.
with these changes, that's why Alex and I were saying a couple months ago, why we think FHA should be looked at a lot more often now, because the FHA mortgage insurance premium got better. And then most of our clients are right in here. That's usually what we tell people. Try to get a credit score above 680 and put anywhere from 5 to 20% down. That's the majority of buyers, and that's what got worse. So that's why we're seeing a lot more people go FHA, because it's just cheaper now if you're putting in less than 10 or 15% down.
Great, thank you. Do you guys have any more questions? Dr. Mike afterwards is gonna be here at the meeting regarding the Taco Bell table. I know the messenger, and that's. Should be the theme of the meeting. Don't shoot the messenger. Speaking of not shooting the messenger, Drake coming up here. Great. And you look really good in that photo.
That's show all time.
Down there. Yeah, it's debatable.
Oh, Robin's not here. Robin had floppy ears last time. Anyways, hi guys, I'm up here just to talk real quick about wellness. Remember when COVID hit, how we were doing wellness checks on our database and our past clients? But now it's also a great time to do it, especially with all the crisis going on. So I've kind of broken it up into two sections. One for those of us that have past clients, and then also for newer agents that don't have clients yet. That way, I just want to give you some ideas. And I apologize, but Richard Sperling's mic is not working today, so you will not be hearing from him. For those of us with past clients, remind them by reaching out that just because they're already in the house that you sold them, that you are still a continuous resource for vendors. Okay. It doesn't make a difference what vendor you're going to use. And one trick that I showed someone else is if you go to our Facebook page and you do a search, you can like search for roofers. All the conversations that have talked about roofers in the past few months, actually a couple of years, will come up. So always just make sure that that you're a continual resource for them. Don't forget about handwritten notes, checking on their expectations. So what I usually do is at the time that their sale is closed, I mark 6 months after that to make sure that I'm sending them a note card, asking them how are things going. Can you believe it's already been 6 months? Make sure that they realize that you are still part of them. Make sense? And you should also be doing, I'm the big proponent of that. Notes. You should be doing this weekly. And this brings me to bold law number 1, which is if it's on your schedule, it doesn't exist. You should be time blocking note cards. Oh, there's Robin. Robin, I didn't get floppy ears like you did last week. Okay. A third example are Popeyes. If you guys don't know what Popeyes are, I actually meant to tell you, I started getting ready for a class on Popeyes, so we should do a Popeye class.
Perfect.
Okay. If you want to know about Popeyes, the guy from Iceland back there in the black shirt, you guys use us as inspiration. Robin, okay, I'm going to say this one time. Robin inspires.
Oh, right. Who got it?
Okay, he does. Robin is the king of Popeyes. So be like Robin. One time.
Here is that.
Yes. If you don't have a lot of clients yet, there's still ways of doing wellness checks. Again, resources, vendors, these can be family members, they can be friends. Let them know, hey, I know you've been in your house for 20 years, but just want to let you know, if you ever have a problem, I've got vendors, you can use it, don't have it. It's a perfect way of letting them know, hey, I'm in the state. Okay. Another one is, again, you're there to answer any and all questions that they have, because you're always going to be their resource in real estate. Also, a great thing to talk about is piggybacking on what Mike just said, send them articles, whether it's email or it's snail mail of the hot topic of the time. You think that was a hot topic?
Yeah. All you have to say is, did you hear about this?
Did you hear about this? Okay. Again, it could be email or it could be snail mail. It doesn't make a difference. You choose. Again, these are all gentle nudges of reminding them that you are in real estate. You don't have that business solid just yet. And also, don't forget to ask.
Awesome. And try to explain this camera back here. You're great. I think that should be your new business card. Sophia's pretty professional. Great. Okay, so Lolo, about ready to launch. Super close. We're just missing a couple people. Here, let me move this. Great. So we're just missing a couple agents to buy into this. Honestly, it's something really interesting with a lot of the partners here with our offices, not just agents, are interested in getting involved with this. It's a very, very low cost way to stay in touch with your clients with Lolo. All you need is 25 contacts to start. It's only $1.25 per contact per month, and they're going to get once a month, something emailed to them, basically a notification of a free item of value in the local area. Free coffee, it's not a buy one get one too, and I think that's really important. It's like a free discounted item or coffee shops, things like that. So thank you guys for those who are already excited about this and have signed up and say, yay, I'm ready. But we're so close to ready to launch. So if you're interested, if you thought about doing it, make sure you pull the Band-Aid off and get signed up like today. Mike.
The value of the gifts are supposed to be between $8 to $10, because remember, they're local businesses that are using it for their own use. So it's costing you only $1.25, but the value is $8 to $10 per client.
I mean, seriously, 25 contacts a month, like take your past clients, take your favorite referral partner, people like that, put them on this list and give them a little love and give them a little shout out.
Hallie, can you repeat what Mike said? We didn't catch that on Zoom.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, Mike had just shared that with the value of each item that's getting sent a month is anywhere between $8 to $10, and you're only paying $1.25 per contact. So good. Does that make sense, Kim? Any more questions?
Yeah, Ellie, is this something I could sign up for like in 2 months? Or is it like now or no?
So we do have to have a certain criteria in order to be able to launch. Right now, we're just shy of that. So we're pushing to be able to do this and to bring this to you as an office. So will you be able to join in 2 months? As long as we
Assuming-
launch it,
assuming
assuming it gets launched, right? Because remember, this is exclusive and we're one of the few offices here in Southern California that are. I mean, it's not even just Keller Williams, it's like Southern California. It's us and South Bay, I think, right now. So very, very rare. So your clients aren't getting it over and over again. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to add, like, anything you can automate and take the thinking out of is the
Yeah.
best thing you can do for your business, because it just automatically gets done. So it simplifies the process, and you know, at least that portion of prospecting is handled. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's well worth it.
I love it. A great follow-up tool. Great.
You don't get charged until the gifts go out.
Yes.
So they haven't launched yet, so even if you sign up now, that's the important part, is getting signed up. So we have enough people, so it's not like you're getting charged right now. And also, if you have clients like I do that are in Orange County and in Riverside counties, they already have this set up out there. So like I already have clients that I'm gonna be putting out there as well for this, so it's
Good. I love that.
cool.
Great.
Can you change the contacts per month?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. If you could rotate the contacts, I don't see why not. But again, we could look into that and get back to you, but I think it's just 25 contacts, right? I don't think it's, I would not think, but we can look into that, right?
I think one of the coolest things I saw when I was reading through the website too is because it's local vendors only and not franchises. The low program also says that they're open to suggestions
Yeah.
about business owners. So if you guys have past clients that are local business owners, how cool of a business to business referral program could you establish by reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'd love to make sure that you're a part of this to help them with their advertising as well.
Great. Just in case you guys didn't hear it, it's supporting business to business and growing those contacts. Perfect. Moving on. Simon, look at that beautiful mug. Come on up here.
That one has.
Make people a photo like Drake next time. And do a good photo. Sophia, this reminds me.
I have a slide there too.
You do have a slide. You were talking about the contract.
All right. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Good. I love the beautiful smiles. So just, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the purchase agreement, and I just want to reiterate a little bit of the timelines. If you want a copy of it, you can go straight to the California Association of Realtors, download it, or just send me an email. I'll be more than happy to send this over to you. The importance of your offer, the timelines. 3 days, 7 days, 17 days, 15 days, 5 days, and 3 days. DAA, and DBC. That stands for days before close of escrow, days after acceptance. Okay. Who's very knowledgeable purchase agreement? Raise your hand. Okay. Just a few, right?
No brave souls here. I think there was a lot of people that said they were so good to come, they didn't even come to RPA practice class, and yet.
Well, this is considered the basic, right? Having conversations with buyers, especially first-time home buyers, right? They do not know the initial process, right? And the first thing they always say is, am I going to lose my deposit if I don't close the property, right? If we cancel and still retain deposit, well, it really depends, you know. So this gives you a timeline of events that transpire during the process, but it also gives you an opportunity to have a kind of conversation with your buyers, right? So buyer deposit to escrow, they have 3 days after acceptance. Buyer or seller evidence to act in a representative capacity, seller's request and pay for fees, HOA for common interest disclosures. 7 days, right? Days after acceptance, seller disclosures, reports to buyer include TDS, SPQ, seller notes if property is located in a common interest development, delivery of prelim report, seller disclosure, seller delivery of any affidavit of non-foreign status, and substitute QS. 17 days after acceptance, buyer removal of appraisal, loan disclosures, inspections, title contingencies, buyer to return
sign statutory disclosures such as TDS, SBQ, and so on and so forth. 15 days, earliest time that the seller may give the buyer a notice to perform for failing to remove specific contingencies. Did you know that you can send it up 15 days, 2 days prior to the 17 days? A lot of agents unfortunately do not know that they think they have to wait till the 17 days to send out the contingency removal. You can actually send it 2 days prior, so that way on the 17th day, they can actually send as a contingency or ultimately cancel the buyer. Okay. 5 days. Where am I at? Days before close of escrow, seller to complete repairs, buyers to do their final walkthrough, basically their BP, and optional time for seller to remove tenants that are not authorized to stay after close of escrow. So it gives some perspective to it. And then 3 days, earliest time that the seller or buyer may give for a demand. Okay, so that's another one that a lot of agents are confused, as they have to wait. If the deal was supposed to close on the 25th, they don't close on the 25th at the time that they send the demand. Now, you can actually send it 3 days prior. That way, if they don't close on the day specified in the agreement, the seller has the right to exercise the buyer. Okay. Any questions? Cool. That's all I have.
Comment, Simon, I'm an agent, I'm going through a transaction, it's a really funky, it's doing some stuff that I don't think I've ever seen or heard of. Who do I call or ask for questions?
You think?
Oh, you.
Yeah, please reach out to the broker. Yeah.
Yeah, reach out to you, reach out to Car Hotline too. I told someone the other day, remember, that's a benefit to you as a CAR member, is to call the Car Hotline. And there are attorneys that are gonna give you advice about what's going on with your transaction.
Yeah.
Simon calls them too, you're right, when you, yeah.
Constantly talking to Car Lingo. Brokers have a dedicated line that we call directly. Doesn't go faster in the process, but they just give us a different number to call. But I utilize it. It's a member service. Take advantage of it. They're there to help you navigate any of your questions regarding any of the forms that we have.
Perfect. Don't feel like you can't reach out to us with questions. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
It could be emailed, I think, or put on the Coastal Hub. It also should be found on the CAR website.
Okay.
The timelines, RTA timelines, and we'll go from there. Okay, let me claim the camera back. Just wanting to listen to Simon. Okay. Oh, I love this camera so much. Great. Today, exercising RPA, paragraph 14, right?
Yep.
We all did not raise our hands being RPA masters, therefore we should get this class. Today, new time from 3 to 4 p.m. with Simon.
Just to add,
Yeah.
the reason I wanted to touch on paragraph 14, because that's mostly where we see the cancellations is based on paragraph 14. So if you don't know what paragraph 14 be this afternoon.
Great, thanks, Simon. So speaking of classes, let's take a look at our training and events. Remember, if you're a part of the KW Real Estate Planners or would like to become a part of the KW Real Estate Planners, help people basically invest in real estate, plan their legacy, moving in and out of state, having multiple kids. There is a session that's coming up April 28th at noon Central Time. Don't forget about the time difference. Red Day. Where's Sophia? Sophia? Will you holler at her and have her come out real quick? She's not at lunch. I'm gonna have her do a little lunch show. If you guys haven't seen Sophia today, we're promoting Red Day because a lot of you said you're coming, yet we haven't had a lot of people say they're coming, right? And we know until it's filled out and officially said, there she is. Come here, Sophia. Come on up to the front of the class. There we go. So Sophia's wearing this wonderful QR code today because again, many of you said you're coming, but have not told us you're coming. Make sure you scan the QR code on the screen on Sophia. Go on the KW Shares and let us know. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to ask you a simple question that's going to say, are you a builder or are you a planner? And that seems to be stopping people from completing it. So we just clarified. There's two different types of jobs that we're gonna have on this community garden that we're gonna be building the day of. One is gonna be someone who is more apt to physical labor to be able to build things. So it might need some lifting. It might need some moving. I know a lot of people are already excluding yourselves, but if you're able-bodied to pick up, 25 pounds or more, you're probably fine. Planters are gonna be those people that need to just have their hands in the dirt, not lifting things, etc. So when it asks you that question, if you like building stuff, putting things together, it's not like we're doing major construction here. Select builder. Hey, if you own a tool belt or tool set, you better check that builder box. But the planner, that's what that is. You guys are gonna be sitting and planning a lot of the plants that are going in. So please let us know you're coming. We have to give a person count. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anything else? Okay, Joe? Huh?
Are you dealing with Joe?
No, we're working with, because I'm not sure who's that, but Valerie's on the board. Valerie's on the board. Yeah, Valerie Condon. So anyways, excited. Thank you, Sophia. Yes, beautiful outfit. Thank you, Sophia. Again, update with the Red Day shirts. We're actually only ordering the t-shirts. We found a different place. It's gonna get here on. They said they were gonna be too late. So let Sophia know if you need a shirt. We'll get that for you. Core Mastermind, we're having at 2 p.m. today. So you guys here in the bullpen, currently in production, come and join us 2 p.m. today. Book club is happening tonight from 5 to 6, The Power of Regret. And then we're also going to go over this next book to make sure you guys get it on your calendar. So join us tonight. Michael Hawley, this is going to be a great class on Thursday. Mark your calendars from 2 to 3 p.m. He's going to talk about finding your target audience on social media. It's great, very captivating. Simon, Michael. Yep, he's really good. And it's going to share some insights to many of you guys. Look at this beautiful mug up here. Join me this Friday with Penny and I have a hoot for 30 minutes and talk about real estate.
All about me.
Yes. Do not miss, mark your calendars this Friday. Join me and Penny on Producers Club at 8 a.m. CRMLS trainer, and same thing. I've had many of you guys come in and ask me, how do I search for mother-in-law quarters? Like, I'm looking at things like, I need stuff with half baths. Come to this session. You can ask all those questions here, all the weird ones. Can I find properties that blank? Is there a way I can search or filter those? And how do I send the safe search?
A lot of the questions I've received is, how do we find 80?
That's like the
There's-
80
there's
is
no section on the MLS.
Yeah.
You know how to navigate it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question. So yeah, it's sure you guys join us. That's this Friday, 10 a.m. Great. Real estate planning. Teely's bringing this class in here, real estate planner. 8 things every California realtor needs to know. Why is probate a hot mess? Why are living trusts imperative, etc. It sounds like a lot of things that we should probably really be at the forefront of. Make sure you join us. That's happening on May 2nd from 10 to 11 here at the office. And with that, it's over. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you grab a little